Oh, there's definitely an energy out there. Even if you're just driving by there in a car in the daytime, you can feel just something sad, something watching you. It doesn't even matter where you're at in the cemetery. You could be by Annabelle's grave or you could be in the newer part. It feels heavy.
And you definitely feel a heavier, darker presence with you. And I typically don't get scared, but I've definitely been spooked a couple times, just even going around the grave or just driving past the cemetery alone.
In the late 19th century, people were rooted in their values and their beliefs. And if someone was different, they didn't really like that. They made up stories.
The social standards at that time were like women had to cook, clean, serve men, and everything like that. So maybe she refused to do something like that, and someone didn't like that, and they accused her of being a witch to get her gone.
Being a small town, that Annabelle was definitely different. There was some mysticism about her. I think that she was special. And people like that stand out, especially, in a small town.
Well, Ridgeway has always been a small town, and in true small town fashion, something big happens and people tend to talk about it years after it happens. So I definitely believe people who lived during that time, during the execution, told their families, and it just eventually trickled down off to generations. So.
After generations of people that lived in this town and the families, and it got exaggerated quite a bit.
I think people have told different variations to make the story seem more enticing, I would say.
She has some kind of healing power or psychic energy about her. Back in those times, that was a very closed off topic to talk about.
You see her on the anniversary of her death, then a couple days you will die. Because there was someone who claimed that he saw her on the anniversary of her death, and he was tragically hit by a car on the side of the road riding a bike. I
think that if you go out there and poke at her enough, she's tired of it and she wants you to leave her alone. She just wants to rest in peace.
It wasn't malicious, and she probably was just different than any of the other girls her age at that time.
Them dragging her out of her house and burning it down, I believe that that's false. Preparing for her future, helping her mom take care of the house, and just trying to be a normal girl. The inscription on her tombstone is, "Remember youth as you pass by. As you are now, so once was I. As I am now, so you must be. Prepare for death and follow me." With her being so young, it kind of tells you not to take life for granted. She struggled. I think that there was some melancholy around her. I think that her being different, like I said before, there was some mysticism about her.
Because as a teenage girl now, looking back 100 some years ago, there was definitely a lot of oppression against women at that time, and it was way harder living in that time than it is now. And I feel like she just probably didn't want to be fit in that box of social criteria. So she probably was just a girl trying to survive during that time.